Have you ever owed money to your friends, say about food or some other stuff? Now, I think you can remember that you probably told them, "Hi, yaar, I'll pay you tomorrow," and maybe never returned that money because it didn't matter that much. But now imagine that you owe a lot of money to a bank. The bank will never forget it, am I right? And you would probably stress about it because you will have to pay that money to the bank, and probably you might even have to pay some more. This can be called as debt. Let's take an example of credit cards. A credit card can be quite a good bet to spend your money, especially when you don't have it right now. But this can turn into quite a bad option very easily because it increases your debt significantly. There's no doubt that debt can cause you a lot of stress. It can be really hard to manage your debt if you're constantly worried that whether or not you'll be able to pay your bills on time or whether you actually have the resources to pay your debt off. If you are experiencing financial stress due to debt, then do not worry because there are quite a few steps which we can take to make sure that we manage our debt easily. The first and easiest thing that you can do is look at your debts in a much more realistic manner. You don't need to add all your loans and debts together so as to find out whether you can handle them paying off in full. What you need to do is you can break down your debt into smaller chunks which can be managed much more easily. For example, let's say you have to pay off rupees 10,000. Now you can break down these 10,000 rupees into say smaller chunks of rupees 2,000. Now you only need to worry about paying off the first installment of 2,000 rupees, and then you can think about rest of the installments at a later stage. This can help you to reduce your stress and also strategize your debts in a much more systematic manner. Secondly, the easiest tool is the holy grail that we have been talking about in our videos until now. That is the budget. Basically, you can create a section about your debts in your budget. Then you can see how do you wish to pay off and when can you pay your amounts. Basically, knowing what you owe in itself can help you to identify what needs to be paid and when can it be paid. By creating a budget, you can identify where the money is going and also locate areas for cutting back on your expenses. This can help you to manage your debt more easily. When you're starting off on your debt management journey, you need to realize that there are different types of debts that exist. This is important because certain debts can have more serious implications than others, but more on that later. First, we need to identify how can we manage our debts in quite a simple and efficient manner. Number one, understand your debt. What you have to do here is you have to gather all the information about your debts such as interest rates, amounts to be paid off, payment due dates, etc. together. This will help you to get a complete picture of your debt and make informed decisions. This can also help you to prioritize your debt payments, and this can smoothen your debt management journey. Number two is prioritize your debts. Now, how can you actually prioritize your debts? Well, you have to focus on which debt do you want to pay off first. For this purpose, you can choose different variables. One can be interest rates. By paying off high interest debts first, you can then move on to the next ones. Another such variable can be the total balance that needs to be paid off. Here, you can start by paying off the smallest debts first and then move on to larger debts. Number three is negotiating with creditors. Now, sometimes it can happen that you are failing to make your payments on time and therefore you are under a lot of stress. Maybe contacting your creditors and explaining your situation to them can help you out. They might offer you a different kind of a payment plan or also in some cases a settlement. Number four is debt consolidation. Basically, if you have a lot of high interest debts that you cannot afford to pay off, then you can consolidate them together in a single loan with a lower interest rate, and this can help you to pay off your debts in a much more faster manner. Number 5 is building an emergency fund. You can set aside a certain amount for unexpected or expected expenses for a certain duration, say 6 to 7 months, so that you don't have to worry about taking credit card loans or any other type of loans when a crisis arises. Last but not the least, simply avoid taking new debt. I mean, this can sound quite dumb, but if you have made a lot of progress in paying off your debts, then please make sure that you do not take new debts. This can help you to reach your financial goals quite quickly. Remember, guys, managing your debt takes a lot of effort and time. But don't worry, make sure that you stay focused and also celebrate your progress along the way. I mean, a credit card can seem like a handy tool when you need to kill off some financial heat that you encounter from time to time. But this might not entirely be safe for you. Therefore, managing a debt can be challenging, but you need to make sure that you have a solid plan and you have committed to that completely. This will help you to get on top of your finances quite soon. If you have liked this video, then do not forget to drop a like. If you want to learn more about finances, then do subscribe to Spring Money. This is Rohit and see you in the next one.